probably would not have had it uploaded and edited in time for the game. So let's go ahead and dissect what happened last night. First and foremost, I liked what I seen last night. We played the young guys a lot. We gave them a lot of experience and opportunities, with the exception of Saban Lee. I would have liked to seen him a little bit last night. I think Wayne Ellington played a little bit too much, but again, he's a shooting guard. It's completely different. Not the same position at all. So at the same time, I'm okay with it because Wayne played really well for the most part. Josh Jackson played phenomenal. He's going to continue to play like this all season long. It seems like when we're in transition, pushing the pace and the tempo, he really excels in that. Him and Grant both had 27 points last night. Shout out to them, man. They stepped up and they played really well. Josh Jackson's only bad thing that I can think of is when the game was on the line, he had an easy layup. Well, it was contested. He probably shouldn't have forced it. He probably should have brought it back out and reset. But again, he's what, 23, 24, somewhere around that ballpark. He's still young too. He's still learning. So I'm okay with that. Killian played well. I know a lot of you guys are going to look at the box score. He only had 10 points. He had 8 assists. And for the most part, he played really good defense on Trae Young. Trae Young had 28 ish, 29, somewhere around that point. We held him under 30, which is remarkable the way he's been playing so far. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from these young guys, man. Absolutely am. Sekou only played 10 minutes. I'm not worried about that. I still think he's a little beat up and a little bit shaken. So once he gets healthy, I'm sure his minutes are going to increase and he'll get more opportunities. He's there. So I'm not sweating it. I would rather us lose games like this if we're going down the tanking route. I don't want to say tanking because I think that we're this bad anyway. But if we're going to lose games, I know Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose did not play last night. I don't know if they'll play tonight or if they'll sit up tonight, so I haven't heard anything either way yet. So we'll have to sit back and relax for that one. But play the young guys more if you're going to lose. Because, I love Blake, love Derrick Rose. But let's be honest, how much longer are they going to be here? A couple weeks, maybe a month before the trade deadline. They're probably going to get shipped. So, I mean, I get we want to play them to increase their value on the trade market. But at the same time, if we're going to this restoring, this rebuilding, whatever you want to call it, you got to give the young guys more opportunities like that. And for the most part, they played hard. They still made mistakes. Okay, well, let's talk. We'll talk about Bay and Stewart right now. I liked what I seen from those guys, man. I did. You have to realize is they're rookies. Our offense looks lost entirely. Watch it again when Blake and D Rose come back and see what we do offensively. How is people outside of Blake and D Rose supposed to thrive? We don't really have an offensive setup. You know, it's not really their fault all by themselves, but at the same time, we're not really trying to run plays to get people open. It's get a rebound, push it in transition, so that way Josh Jackson gets a dunk, a layup, whatever. Inbound it to Josh Jackson for a three, or it's Rose and Blake for the most part, and then with a little bit of Grant here and there. We don't really have an offensive setup for when Blake and D Rose aren't here. So I liked our ball movement last night. It was really good, really good. I think there's a lot we can build off here. There's a lot we can build off right here. Josh Jackson's going to be a part of this team's future. Do not let him go. I know we signed him for 2 years, but if he keeps playing like this all season long, you got to keep him, bro. Like, he was popping off last night, bro. He played phenomenal. I'm glad we got him. I'm so glad we got him. But the young guys, they just got to continue to learn. They're going to be inconsistent. The thing that I like about Sadiq Bey, I know I was going to talk about him and Stewart. I kind of got off track there. Is Bey is not afraid to put up a shot. It doesn't matter if he's missed 4 in a row, 5 in a row. If he's made 2 in a row, he's going to keep shooting. And I like that because, I feel like the development process between Luke, which he's been struggling so far, but he's still putting up shots. And when Luke Kennard first got here, if he missed a couple, he would stop shooting. I'm glad we actually got a shooter who's not afraid to shoot, make her miss. You're going to have those types of games where you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. It's okay. It happens, man. Happens to all of us when we go to the rec center or we go to the park. It happens. It's called a bad game. But if you keep shooting, eventually they're going to fall sooner or later. And then with Stewart, he's got a lot to work on still. I don't know if he's ready to get consistent minutes if Okafor is back, but he's a high intensity guy. He had a ton of offensive rebounds last night, and that's something that we desperately need. Offensively, it will come to him in time. Go back to Andre Drummond when he first got here. He did not have an offensive game at all. All he did was grab rebounds. And over time, he got to what I think his highest scoring here was what 17 or 18 a game. It's going to probably be a little similar build for Stewart. It's going to come in time, but for right now, he plays good defense and he's a great rebounder, and we need that. We need those offensive rebounds. So I'm glad he got the opportunity. Again, I just wish we would have seen a little bit of Saban Lee and maybe a little bit of Servetus last night. Just gonna say that. Like I said, Wayne Ellington did play a lot, but I would have been cool to see him just a little glimpse. Not a whole lot of Servetus, just to see what the hype is. But it is what it is. We fought back, made it a competitive game, and that's all I want from this team right now. The way we're playing, we're not a playoff team. At this rate, we won't be in the play-in tournament. So this is live. This is live. It's not a premiere. This is a live. I'm going live right now because I think the game's at 7 o'clock or 6:30 tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to upload a video in time for that. So this is why I'm live. Plus, like I like interacting with you guys and just getting your feedback on stuff. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the Atlanta Hawks Pistons game. On to the Warriors. I expect Draymond to be questionable. Um, I expect him to try to attempt to play. But again, I don't know what's going on with that. Steph Curry, he's been struggling a lot this year, especially with the three ball. Again, more teams can guard him a little bit better because there's no KD, there's no Draymond, and most importantly, there's no Klay Thompson. So, they thought Kelly Oubre would play a little bit better. They thought Andrew Wiggins would play a little bit better, and they really haven't yet. They'll be fine. Again, they got to build more chemistry. So this is going to be a very interesting game. The Pistons coming off a back-to-back, our first back-to-back to the season. Blake and D Rose should be rested, and they should play for the most part. Um, I'm not really a fan of sitting Blake and D Rose at the same time. Especially on back-to-backs, we need one or the other out there if we're trying to win. I'm just getting mixed signals from everything. If we're trying to win, if we're trying to lose, I don't really know what the mindset is. I haven't heard the word tanking, but again, you're not going to hear that from the front office because then they'll get in trouble. So I don't really know what the game plan for that is, but yeah, we're gonna have our hands full tonight because I know the Warriors players are still frustrated with their individual performances and they want to play better. I do have Steph Curry in fantasy, and I am playing King this week. So Steph Curry, if you're gonna beat us, bro, go crazy, go bananas. I don't care, fantasy, bro. But yeah, Killian again, testament to him defensively. You go from having to guard Trae Young to the guy that was Trae Young before Trae Young, and quite frankly, changed the game of basketball, Steph Curry. That is a tough challenge for a rookie. I'm here for it. Throw the rook into the fire, see what he can do. I've been really impressed with his defensive so far. He did get dunked on by was it Capella or Collins last night, but he was just trying to help out. And I'd rather a player get dunked on for trying to play defense than get dunked on for just standing there. So it is what it is. He had 8 assists last night. If he gets the same opportunity to initiate the offense, he can put up stuff like that. He is a phenomenal passer. It's just every time he feeds somebody, they break or they turn the ball over. I'm with you there, man. Killian does need to attack the basketball. I love it when he attacks the hoop. I like the floater he's got. I just don't know if he's a shy at contact right now or what, but he does need to attack the rim more often. Get to the free throw line. Get some confidence in yourself. Stuff like that. And it'll come in time. He's just got to learn to flip that switch. Right now, I don't think he wants to step on anybody's toes because he is only 19. When I was 19, I was very quiet. I didn't like talking to people or anything like that. I didn't want to like overstep or anything. So, yeah, I think he just needs to do that. If you do make the 10th seed, you will be in the play-in tournaments, which means you'll have an opportunity to make the playoffs. At this rate, the Pistons won't be the 10th seed. So they have a lot of work to fix to get to that point in time. It seems like Atlanta, they're going to be tough to beat if you go in there. Cleveland's off to a 3-0 start. I told you guys Cleveland would get off to a quick start. I was really high in Cleveland. They did just lose Kevin Love for about a month. So I think they'll start to play a little bit worse, but they're going to be around the same spot for us too. Um, Chicago, stuff like that. All those teams will be in there. It's going to be a fight. So um, you can't lose too many more games right now. You got to kind of play catch up and try to win 2 in a row just to get that record a little bit prettier because there's a lot of tough games coming up here. And a lot of people only having us winning 3 to 2 games in the first 20 games. So the schedule is brutal. It's not going to be easy, but this is what makes or breaks a team. It's what makes or breaks a team. So you just got to continue to go out there, be confident in yourself. Our players are going to get better. The more and more the season goes on, the more chemistry you're going to build. We're going to be familiar with each other. What's up, Nick? And it's just going to come together eventually. Again, it might take a year. We got Grant for 3 years. We got Plumlee for 3 years. We got Josh Jackson for 2. Killian's going to be here for the next 5 to 7 years before we have to worry about him wanting out or anything like that. They're going to build chemistry, confidence with one another, and they're going to know how to play with one another. That's such a huge thing. For the most part, the last couple of years, the foundation's kind of been the same. It was Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson when he was available, and whoever else, and everything else that's kind of plugged into their spots, and they kind of knew what to do. So you never really had to worry about chemistry issues with them. But we got a brand new team, brand new face of the franchise in Blake. I know he's been here, but it really wasn't Blake's team while Andre was still here. You know what I'm saying? It was still Andre's team, kind of, but it's completely turned over for the most part. And come trade deadline, it's going to continue to get turned over, if not a little bit sooner. So it's going to probably be an up and down road. I'm not really expecting to win too many games. We should be 2-1, but we choked, and a lot of that is poor rotations. At the end of the day, you can throw blame at Casey, the players. At the end of the day, everyone needs to get better. No one's perfect on this team. There's so many things we can correct. We've only played 3 games out of 71, so there's still time. There's still time. Everyone's got to get better, but at this rate in time, it's not looking like we're going to be a playoff team. It's looking like we're going to be a lottery team, which I'm perfectly cool with. This draft looks really, really nice. And I'd like to get another good young player. And eventually, however good Killian becomes, however good Sekou could become, if they like Sekou, and then whoever we will be able to get in this draft, you got 3 people to build around and continue the franchise with. So it is what it is. I just want to see another competitive game tonight. I'm cool if we lose all 71 games. No, I wouldn't be. Um, I'd actually be pretty heartbroken. But a point, I just want this team to be competitive still. Just going to be competitive. That's all I want. Play the young guys more. I like what I've seen from them. Continue to get them better. And that's all you can do at this point. That's all you can do at this point. Even if we do get to the playoffs, who we're going to have to play? Milwaukee, Brooklyn first round. That's a sweep. That's a sweep. Yeah, I have a feeling halfway through this year, we're going to have a lot of talk about the draft because I feel like midway through the season, a lot of people are going to want to forget this season. But it's not the case for me. I am approaching this season differently. I'm evaluating talent to see what we have, what we need to go acquire, who we need to move, who we need to keep around, and just kind of doing it that way. So it's a different year, different expectations. We know we could possibly get a different coach after the end of this year if they don't want Dwayne Casey because Troy Weaver did not bring in Dwayne Casey. So there's a lot of what ifs when you bring in a new general manager. He's turned the roster over already. Is he going to turn over the coaching staff? All that in the front office. What is he going to do? Well, it's not going to happen tomorrow. If anything, he'll let Dwayne Casey coach. Maybe he wants to evaluate Dwayne Casey, see how Dwayne Casey does. Maybe he likes Dwayne Casey. I don't know. So it's this kind of things we have to look at for this the rest of the year and just kind of evaluate everything where we're at. If we get to the play-in tournament, cool. I want to win. I want to make the playoffs, but probably not really realistic at this point in time, which sucks. But what else can we do? I'm very interested to see what we can get for Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose at this point in time, and go from there. But I have to get back to work, so we'll be live on Pistons Talks channel before the game. Go subscribe to him. He's got the stream up and ready to roll, so you guys go over to his chat, let him know you're in the building. And then I'm not sure if we're doing a post game, but if we will be, I'm pretty sure it'll be on 313 JMO's channel. I don't know if we're doing that, so stay tuned for that. But if I find something out, I'll share it on Twitter. So that being said, you guys stay safe out there. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you on the pregame. And that's the bottom line because Detroit Drew said so.